Thanksgiving, no doubt. Well, the UTEP Miners will wrap up the 2024 season with the Battle of I-10. I got a chance to speak one-on-one with UTEP head coach Scotty Walden as the Miners prepare for the NMSU Aggies. ABC7 is the official home of the UTEP Miners, and I'm happy to be joined for the last time, unfortunately, for this season with Coach Scotty Walden. Coach Walden, rivalry week is here, NMSU at Aggie Memorial Stadium, 2 p.m. kickoff. How are you feeling as you prepare for the Aggies this week?
Awesome opportunity. So proud of our team and our competitiveness last week against Tennessee, and just rivalry week. It just means more, man. Right? It's one of those deals. You come to practice, and the guys are fired up, and the building is a little more excitement. When you're playing for some hardware. And that silver spade and that brass spittoon, it means a little more. So, but NMSU is a great opponent. Got a ton of respect for Coach Sanchez and and what he's done over there. There's a lot of talent on that roster, and so we got to do a great job in preparation. We got to do a great job, in dominating the details and everything we do from a practice standpoint, and then going out and over to Las Cruces and putting our best foot forward and being the best version of ourselves. But no doubt about it, this is a big time game for our community.
And when you look at those NMSU Aggies, what are just some of the challenges you see that the Aggies could pose for you guys?
Number one thing, I think they got the best running back group in the conference. I really do. I think that I don't know if there's a better 1-2 punch than those two cats right there. Seth McGowan and Mike Washington, both those guys. And then the deal, they do a great job schematically with the +1 run game. They're going to run their quarterback in addition, to those two backs, and so they make you play honest football. And then you could look, like I said. You could look at their passing stats. I said it earlier in the week at my press conference. You could look at their passing stats and say, well, they're not throwing the ball well. Well, we're coaches. We watch film, and their receivers can absolutely run, and they've taken more shots than anybody down the field in our conference. And so they're going to attempt them, and they're going to throw them. And we got to do a great job staying on top of the cut. On defense, I think they fly to the ball, Adrian, really well. They're extremely talented, long and athletic. The Crosby kid, number 2, I think he's number 2 for them in tackles. Then number 35, their Jack linebacker. He is physical at the point of attack.
As you close out, your season, your first season here at UTEP, just how big is it to hopefully get this win as you propel into next season?
Yeah, it's massive, right? I mean, anytime you play a rivalry game and you're playing for hardware, it's a big-time deal. And I think where we're at as a program in year one, looking to build momentum going into the offseason is very important. And this is a game that can propel that momentum, no question, right? But, we got to do an excellent job of just, managing our emotions this week, managing hey, the guys understand it's a big game. We don't need to overhype that. We need to focus on our daily process of what it's going to take to achieve the outcome that we're seeking on game day. And so certainly a big game for El Paso, for the 915, and for our community. And we understand that. And, we carry that with a badge of honor. And that's going to be reflected in our preparation all through the week.
Any message to UTEP fans? Only a 40-minute drive up to Las Cruces. Just a message to the fans why they should go out and support the Miners.
I mean, first off, hey, Thanksgiving's Thursday. Take you a good nap afterwards, right? Rest up on Friday, and then Saturday head on over to Las Cruces, to Aggie Memorial Stadium to watch UTEP Miners take on the Aggies in the Battle of I-10. We need a sea of orange there. We need you to be loud. We need you to be rowdy. It's a rivalry game. The silver spade, the brass spittoon on the line. Come on, rivalry week, getting to play again since 1960, Adrian. Yeah. First time since 1960 to play this game on rivalry week. All right, don't get no better than this, okay? All right, get that nap in. Come over to Aggie Memorial. Come support the Miners.
It's the 101st meeting of the Battle of I-10. My thanks again to Coach Scotty Walden. So go out and support those Miners. Again, kickoff 2 p.m. from Aggie Memorial Stadium Saturday. My thanks to Coach Scotty Walden. Coach Walden, thanks for taking the time this season.
Yeah, always, Adrian. I appreciate you. Picks up. Thank you, guys.
Picks up. Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. Question is, will the weather be good on a Saturday in Las Cruces, 2 p.m.? Hey, Jalen.
It's going to be very nice, as we are going to be topping out at 63 about around 2 p.m. And I'm not even going to lie, Scotty Walden's got me fired up as well for the game, so I might have to get out there myself.